Okay, great. Today is Monday, February the 5th, 2018, and I'm Farah Shroff, and I'm here with two generations of the Kasad family, with Sherna and with Naz. And both of the Kasad mother and daughter were born in Kenya. So we will start with a little bit about first Sherna's early life in Kenya.
Yeah, well, I was born in 1963 in Mombasa and born and raised there and enjoyed every moment of my Mombasa I can't forget it even though I've come into this country.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful country and we really have good memories. We really had a good time there, but it was because of the children's education that we had to make this move. Otherwise we would have been there because my husband had the greatest job and he was doing really well, and but politically it was getting unstable, and also for the children's future, that was our main criteria at that time, so we decided to migrate to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were born in Kenya too, Naz. What do you remember about it?
So it's funny, we moved here when I was 6, so a lot of the time I don't remember a lot about it, but what I do remember is from stories that my parents have told me or that I hear from my family, or photos mostly, and that really makes up of what I remember, because I just remember snippets of life there, and I think the stories that people tell really help fill in that picture and make it more vibrant and visible for me. But a lot of my life that I remember in childhood is actually in Canada, because I was raised here. So I went to elementary school here, I went to high school here. We lived in this house for a long time.
Wow.
Since we got here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The same house?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, this is really, when I think of home, this is what I would consider to be my home.
Wow. Wow. Such a beautiful house to call home. So Sherna, you were talking about the good days of Mombasa. Let's hear about that life.
Oh, well, every weekend we used to go at the beach. We used to pack some sandwiches and be on the beach and, just relax and visit the hotels, go to the south coast where there was the Diani beach, the hotels, go there, cross the ferry and go there. Every weekend we had something or the other. And we were also very actively involved with the Lions Club.
Oh, nice.
So we did a lot of stuff for eye surgeries and things like that, camps. So we went to Lamu, which is a very nice place also. Yeah, so lots of things that we did there. Really good memories for sure.
So you had a really active social life.
Yes.
A lot of
Very
fun.
active, a lot of fun.
Good friends.
Good friends, lots of good friends, for sure. And all multicultural, Muslims, Indians, all cultures.
Nice.
Yeah.
Similar to here.
Yeah.
But Mombasa has a different
it's a
feel,
different
right?
feel. For sure.
Especially the weather.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, the weather for sure.
And good jobs?
Yeah. We had a business and he was working, he had a good job, my husband. Yeah.
Wow. And so life was really good in Mombasa. The little 6-year-old doesn't remember everything. Yeah, for sure. So you made the decision to move because you wanted your kids to have a better education.
That's right.
And how did you choose Canada?
We actually, a few years earlier, we had come to the US and then we went to Toronto and we went everywhere, but we didn't come to Vancouver. We had people over here. And they were like, the climate is better here and this and that and all. So that's why we chose to come here.
For the weather.
Yeah, but we didn't like Toronto. We went to see Toronto actually, but we didn't like it.
Oh.
A lot more extreme in weather as well.
Too cold.
Even then, something about Toronto, I just didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember any of that, Naz?
No, not at all.
Okay, so these were mom and dad's
Yeah.
decisions.
I remember getting on the plane. That was about it.
In Nairobi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you settled in Richmond.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we had a friend here in Richmond that we stayed with when we came.
Oh, do you want to tell that person's name?
Sure, Kashmira Suraliwala.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
So
stayed with
you
her.
stayed with her.
Yes.
Do you remember that, Naz?
Yeah, I remember that very well, actually.
Wow. So that was a nice welcome.
Yes, and that's how we just ended up in Richmond then.
It's nice to know someone, right? As
Yeah.
well.
Wow, that's amazing. So basically, you just never moved.
No.
You settled down in one spot. And what was it like the first time, the first part of your migration experience? What was that like?
Well, honestly, I was very depressed.
It's tough, right? You had such a
Because it
good
was
life back
June.
there.
It was June and it was just raining, and I'm like, oh, we need to go back. We need to go back. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's
But he was very firm. He said, we've made the decision and that it's no looking back now. So, you know what? Just,
your husband.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so then
Fair
eventually,
Mm.
it just fell in place. Everything fell in place. Jobs were a little hard at first, but then it all fell in place.
Wow. So did you have help? People helped you settle in?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just for a job, and I
Nice.
had my friend's daughter-in-law got me a job right away, so which was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. And what about the other things that you had to do? Kids schooling. What do you remember about that? Naz?
Yeah, we did the school.
I remember going to school, and we had elementary school, and it was just a whole different experience for me. It was just seeing, like, you're in a whole new place, first of all, and then you have to make friends again. You have to, you know, kind of establish yourself, and being a 6-year-old, that can be a little difficult. So it was, I made amazing friends, actually, in my first couple of years here. And it's funny, like, I'm still friends with those people.
Wow.
Yeah, they're lifelong friends.
Oh, that's
And
lovely.
one of my friends, actually, she just got married, and she had her wedding photos in that elementary school where we met. So it was just such an amazing moment to go back there and think of all the good times and just remember all of that. So it was definitely a great experience. And high school, everything's been here, right? So a lot of my ties would be here.
So you feel very Canadian.
I do.
Yeah, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very happy to be
sure.
in this
Oh,
country.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Grateful more than anything, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would you say that Canada has given your family?
Everything, like good jobs. Like, I thought there would be discrimination, which there wasn't. Like, I don't find that at all. And when I came here, I started off my job, and I really liked what I wanted to do, and I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe I'll do that, and I've just ended up in that kind of my dream job like 3 months ago.
Really? So tell us
Yes.
about it. Give us your dream job.
Yeah, it's just like what I wanted to do, like on a more higher level and more challenging things, but it's nice.
What kind of
we
work is
managed.
it?
It's more to do with the back office stuff, with stocks and shares and
In the
mutual
financial
funds,
services
in the financial
sector?
services, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So you've got a management kind of a role? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Nice. Beautiful. It's always good to see somebody
Yeah.
living a dream job.
Exactly, right. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so, Naz, tell us about a little bit later. You said you met some friends in elementary school. Tell us a little bit more.
So, I met them in elementary school, and I just remember, like, my elementary school literally from here is like a 10-minute walk.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just so crazy to me that these people that I met are still my friends, and it says a lot about the friendships you make when you're a child, and these people are there for me, you know?
Oh.
And I feel very close to them. So obviously I'm very thankful for that. And there were definitely struggles. I mean, when I came here, I remember being put into ESL, maybe because my language wasn't that developed. But, you know, it's funny, I'm so thankful for that experience because it made me such a better English speaker, English writer, and I actually went into university being able to write papers really well and being able to express myself, I think, at a level that I never thought I could.
Wow.
So, yeah, these early experiences really mean a lot to me, and they definitely shaped me, for sure.
So, Naz, what is your first language?
English.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. And do you speak Gujarati amongst yourselves?
Yeah, we sometimes do, but she doesn't.
Like she
Okay.
speaks to me in Gujarati.
But she
I answer
understands.
her.
She
Yeah.
doesn't speak.
Right. Very classic.
Yeah. And in Kenya, well, she speaks Swahili, but I learned it. and
Oh
then
yeah, that's right.
I moved here and I forgot everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sherna, you speak Swahili, Gujarati,
And
English. Wonderful, amazing. And what languages do you speak, Naz?
English, and then I took French all the way up in high school from grade 6 to 12, and I wouldn't say I'm fluent at all, but I can conjugate things.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've got a really multilingual family. Lots of languages floating around the dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. So you went to school here and then you went to university here as well. Yeah, how was that?
I actually loved university. I studied criminology and psychology, and so I loved what I studied. I still think about it, and I actually use it in my everyday interactions, which is something I never thought I would. But it's so helpful for me, and it's just, I guess, it's something that helps me understand the world in a way that when I take psychology and I learn a concept and then I see something happening and I can apply it, and it's so interesting how that works. But I loved university, and I would like to go back at some point, but I just graduated, so I would like some time to work and get some experience.
So you were at Simon Fraser studying criminology and psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And what are you doing now?
So now I work for the government, and I work different contracts, usually very temporary contracts for 4 or 5 months because it's more difficult to get a permanent position. But I actually really like it because every 4 or 5 months I'm literally learning something completely different. So I'm never bored. And it's funny, I learn something and it's just so crazy how your mind can just adapt to different situations, different jobs. And I feel like it's really helped me. You meet different people, you network, and that's how, I guess, jobs go.
Yeah, nice. So you're working for the federal government now?
Yeah.
Awesome. So the two of you, if you could look back on this beautiful journey that you've had from Kenya to Canada, what kind of things would you say you've learned just about life in general?
Just to be patient.
That's a big one.
Yeah, patience is the main thing. Tolerance.
Yeah.
And being kind to everyone that you meet. That's for sure. Yeah.
These are kind of values she's taught me as
Yeah.
well, so I try and live by them as well. And when I interact with people, I definitely say one thing I've learned is just, applying the principles of our religion in our everyday life. So, not just, good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, but, not just being nice to someone, but also being nice to yourself and your thoughts and the way you act. It's important to me, I think, and I think it guides a lot of us in our daily life. So.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about being Zakirsi and what role that plays in your lives.
Well, for me, I'm sure it's similar for a lot of others, but usually when I say what religion we are, it's just like a blank look on people's face.
What did you say?
Literally, and at first, it's so frustrating because every person I meet, they just look so confused, and it's like a whole, here's my 5-minute explanation.
Right, the spiel comes out.
Yeah, and so at first I was actually really frustrated by it because it's not something that you can say, oh, I'm Hindu, oh, I'm Punjabi, and people automatically, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Muslim or
yeah,
Yeah.
It's definitely something that requires explanation. So that was frustrating for me, but actually I took it to be more of a learning experience. I mean, it's not every day that you get to tell someone about a new religion that they've never heard of,
Yeah.
and then they forever remember it. I've noticed, like when I tell people about it, they come back and they remember things and they look it up and they ask me questions, and it's actually really interesting. It makes me really thankful, actually.
Wow. How about you, Sherna?
Yeah, same thing. But I really like my religion, and I follow the good words, good thoughts, good deeds thing, and yeah. do the Devo that we do every day.
Every day.
Prayers.
Yeah,
So you
we
do your prayers every day, both of you?
every day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then even on good occasions, like how we do stuff, the sagan, the put the chalk and the Devo and the flowers and everything like that. We do that every day because it's like, I think the thing is that my dad had taught us one thing, and he always said that you ask good and you get good. And that's one thing that's instilled in my head. Like that's what I feel, that it's somebody's birthday or it's something, and I have to do it because it's something that I have to ask for the good for them. And especially when it comes to my kids, like I would like to do that. So, or if anybody starting a new job,
Oh, yeah.
or, we have to do the
Or we get a
sagan
new
to them.
car.
We do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's important. So we are just basically asking for the goodness, right? Just to do it the good way. Like, that's what it is.
So the religion plays a daily role in your lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And what does it make you feel in your heart?
I would say proud. I feel that I'm part of something that, even though we're so small in number, it makes me feel closer to the people who are Zoroastrian. A lot of my closest friends are actually Zoroastrian.
Really?
Yes. And it's funny because I interact with them on a level I don't with a lot of my other friends, just because our parents are friends, our grandparents are friends. And so, it's something about having that more close-knit relationship and having shared values and cultures that we can all interact with. And it's something we relate to. So it's definitely a closer friendship.
Yeah. Deep bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a kooky little bunch, right? We understand each other. And how about you?
Yeah, same thing. Like that bonding for sure. Yeah, and I really like my religion. Pray every day. Think of God when you get up in the morning. Like, go to sleep. Thank Him for everything that He's given you. That's how we were brought up. Like, so that's instilled in our heads now.
Beautiful. Did you have your Navjot here in Canada?
No, in India.
Oh, you went to India. How was that?
I'm sure it was stressful for her, but for me, I didn't do much.
Mom had to do a lot of planning, especially from a distance.
Yeah.
So why
For
did
both
you?
of them, we went there because my husband's parents were there, and then
Okay.
he wanted to have it there because we have our Gyari and Datasperam and all that there. So
Nice. So where was it?
it was in Navsari.
Oh wow! So you went right to the
Oh yeah.
birthplace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So you remember your Navjot?
I do actually. There was a lot of people. Everyone was just staring at you.
Because that time we had grandparents, remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got nervous. I remember I forgot my prayers at one point.
You were
But
on stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's all part of the experience.
You and your brother had your Navjot together?
No. He
They're
actually had
almost 5
his.
years apart.
Yeah, and he had his with our other cousin, so they had a joint Navjot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was just you on stage. Oh, no
yeah.
wonder you got nervous. It was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's
just
just
me.
on you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. So what do you remember most about your Navjot?
Drinking that absolutely horrendous thing. I will never forget that in my life.
It is really bulls here
Yeah.
in India.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here the kids might drink apple juice, but
Oh no, I
not
don't get
in
any.
India.
Absolutely not.
Oh wow, that's hilarious. What was the taste like?
I don't know, like bitter and disgusting. I still like in the photos you can see my face is so revolting. Yeah, so it wasn't good.
And Sherna, what was your Navjot like?
My Navjot was in Kenya
Oh wow.
with my other cousin who's in London now. We had it there, and I remember my Navjot too. We had lots of Parsis at that time, almost 600-700 at my Navjot time. We were that many at that time.
Holy, amazing.
Yeah.
And so what do you remember? What did you take away? What's the taste of your navjot for you? We know what Naz's taste was.
Yeah, but I can't really remember if we were given that taro, or maybe we were, but I can't remember how bad
you were,
or
you
how.
would remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But I remember wearing my sadra and kasti, and then I think that was the real part that took me aback. Like I was really like wanting to do that, like just saying that, oh yeah, now I have to wear this, and it's going to be my thing to do every day, and
It's like you're initiated.
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
that was
you're-
one
you're
thing I was
in.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you remember that
Yes.
most, putting on, like
Yes,
donning the actual
thing.
clothes.
Yeah, exactly, right. Mhm.
Yeah, that's like a new day, which
A
is
new
exactly
day.
what Navjot
That's
is all
right.
about,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Having a new day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. So, do you have any other special memories, like say maybe your wedding? Did you have a traditional Parsi
Oh
wedding
yeah,
too?
we had that wedding in Navsari too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Marinasha's parents are in
Yeah.
Navsari. So, what was that like?
That was another big experience. That was like the amount of people, like I was just petrified.
Wow! Like literally hundreds of people.
Yeah, almost 1,500 people.
Oh my goodness! For Canadians to imagine.
Oh yeah, they just
1,500
think we are
people, like,
crazy.
yeah.
They just think we
Like,
are crazy.
Like, a big wedding here is maybe a couple hundred people, right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
So yeah, the scale of an Indian wedding
Yeah.
is really crazy. So how was your wedding day?
But it was nice, it was good. Yeah, and lots of people, and my mom was there. And yeah, we had lots of other people come, and I got to meet a lot of new people, like people I'd never met, because the whole family got together from all over.
Wow.
So people came from Baroda and Surat and Bombay, and so I got to meet all of them, which I'd not met. So that was a nice experience.
Yeah, because of course
Yeah.
you lived in another country
Yes,
and were born
exactly,
in
right.
another country.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the wedding was like a
Yeah.
family reunion.
Yes,
for you.
exactly, something like that.
Amazing.
Right. And then we had two weddings. So my husband's brother got married a day before.
Oh,
So it was even like a bigger wedding.
wow! So the brothers basically said, "Okay, let's just do this all together."
Yeah.
How
So,
beautiful!
yeah. And then his wife is from India also, and she had the biggest family ever. So many people, it was just insane. Like her mom's sisters and her dad's brothers and sisters, and so it was a big thing. Yeah.
So you all went from Kenya to get
Yes,
married
that's
in
right.
Navsari.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow. So you've both been really steeped in the traditions of the community.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And the fact that you still do, like you do the chalk and
Yeah.
the beaver,
Mhm.
it's a huge part of your life that
Yeah.
that maybe your grandparent, who taught you?
My mom,
Your mom.
dad. Oh yeah.
Your mom and dad taught you.
And my in-laws, they are a lot, because they used to live in Navsari, right?
Mm.
So a lot of things from there.
So talking a little bit about your past, what was it that made your family move to Kenya in the first place?
That was my dad. He was only 17 years old when he migrated from India to Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah, there was this Parsi guy who was helping people get there.
Really?
And he was one of them that he helped him get there. So he was only like 17 or 18 when he got there.
So a young man with big dreams.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
And Kenya was good to him.
Yeah, he loved it.
Oh.
They came here, like they stayed with me for almost 10 years, but he only came because of my mom. He said, yeah, if something happens to me, I don't want her to be alone there. So he sacrificed it. He never liked it here because it was too cold. He had arthritis. He had a lot of health issues after he came here.
Oh.
But he just said, because of her, I'm just going to do this.
So your mom moved here with you.
She's here with me now, but he
Okay.
passed away.
Okay. So he would never have come except for her being here.
No.
Yeah. So Kenya was good to your
Yeah.
family.
Oh yeah, very good. Oh yeah, for sure.
So your dad moved there, you were born there, Naz and your brother were born there. And then and then things basically changed a little bit and you decided to move to Canada.
Yeah.
And what kind of ties do you have today with Kenya?
I have my friends there, which I'm in contact with. Yeah, I would love to go back one day for sure. Yeah,
For a visit?
yeah. But we've done everything there. Like my friends from here go and they tell us, okay, we are going. Why don't you guys come? But I said, what are you guys doing? We've done everything. Like
The safari.
the safari.
You've
and
seen it all.
everything.
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it
so there's
all,
nothing to
right.
see in that
Yeah,
sense.
right.
What about you, Naz? Have you been back?
No, I do want to go back, but I mean, it's hard to find the time and the money. It is far.
It's an expensive trip.
Yeah,
It
sure.
is. Big time.
I think it would be really rewarding, but maybe in the future, in a couple of years.
So one thing the three of us share is this Kenyan-born Parsi
That's right.
heritage.
Yes.
And so how do you relate to these at least three cultures that swirl inside your bones?
For me, I mean, I know I was born in Kenya, and it's just hard to kind of identify with it if I wasn't there for very long. Like my brother remembers a lot more about it, and he remembers his friends, he remembers what he did, and that's just because he was a lot older.
How old? So he's 5 years older than you.
Yes.
Okay.
So he does remember more, and I think he has more of a tie there. But for me, a lot of my memories and everything is really here. Like I do have friends there, but I don't really remember. So
Sure.
it's kind of sad actually. But I'm sure if I went back, I would take a trip down memory lane.
Do you feel a sentimental attachment?
To Kenya?
Yeah.
Yes, I think just because so many of my family ties are there, so it's hard not to. I mean, it's where you were born, it's where you grew up, and I'm sure I remember the place that we were living. I remember that very well. It's just it was my grandparents' house, and I remember that so well because we would go there so often. You know, for every Sunday we would have family dinners, and it's just a time for the whole family to get together.
My dad used to have tansak and kebabs.
Oh
Every
my
Sunday.
goodness.
What? He wouldn't care if it's anybody's birthday, nothing. It has to be tansak and kebabs on Sunday.
So there was always a family gathering
Yes,
on Sunday.
always.
Was it lunch or dinner?
Lunch.
I know that tradition very well.
Always.
Right, a late lunch.
Yeah, and I had my two sisters which lived with us too there, and now they have moved. Of course, one is in Toronto and one is in Chicago.
Okay. Wow.
So we all used to be together, everyone, and then have lunch.
It's kind of unfortunate living far away from your
Yeah.
cousins and things like that. That's one thing I miss a lot, actually.
Yeah.
That's the reality of being migrants, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one thing our community knows well.
Yeah.
Moving around. We're good at that.
Yes.
And there's some losses and some gains
That's
with every
right.
move.
For sure.
We've done it from Persia to India. You then went to Kenya and Canada.
That's right.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to reflect on any messages that you would like to send about our religion, our culture, anything like that. You talked earlier about having to explain it. What message would you like to send to people about who you are, who the community is?
I think a very benevolent community. That's one thing I really take away from our community. Everyone it seems like they're just doing so much to help. And I feel like it's just one almost like pillar of our religion, just doing things for others. And not necessarily for yourself, but just to feel good and to do it because you want to help others. And I think that's something everyone can learn and everyone can do. You know, you don't have to be a Zoroastrian to do it, but I just feel like people in our community are really good at that.
Beautiful. Parsi, thy name is charity.
I was going to say that charity is the main thing I think that people should focus on more and give to the less fortunate, to the poor.
We have an old tradition of this in our culture, don't we?
Yeah.
Giving is a huge
Giving
part
is huge.
of who we are, and we've done a lot of that in India.
That's right.
Yeah. So, if you beyond being Zatustis and Parsis, if there's anything else that you would like to talk about in terms of what life has taught you, who you are, what you feel like you really savored about this experience called life.
Well, like I said, the patience is the main important thing, to have tolerance and just be on the right path and not, what's the word, like not give up, like just, strive for it hard. And I think the prayers are the most important thing for me. Like I feel that my prayers have helped me a lot since my childhood days. Like I feel that every day that I pray and I see the progress, so I would encourage people, to pray more and and not lose hope, like strive at it more and not give up.
So can you talk a little bit more about prayer and what it means to you?
Well, it's just that because we were when we were young, all this was instilled in our heads, like we've grown up with those morals of prayer, that we feel that, like, even if in the morning I don't pray, I feel that, oh, my day is not going to go well today. Like, it's just that now it's become like a psychological thing. So I feel that the prayers just help you, protect you, like, and the day goes by better than what it would, I don't know, without maybe. And same thing at night. I feel that, when you pray at night too, it just helps you, sleep through and you feel peaceful. And
I think it also, it gives you something to believe in and a sense of hope when maybe in some situations you may not feel that there's a lot of hope. And it just gives you strength, I would say, more than anything, strength to get through whatever you're going through and difficult situations in life.
yeah,
Prayer really helps, and that's something my parents have taught me for sure.
So you've all had the benefit of prayer in the goods and the difficult times.
That's right.
And it's taken you through, those tough times especially.
Yes, for sure, yes.
And you too, Naz?
Yeah.
Prayer is an important part of your life?
Yeah, like, I mean, even when my grandma would tell me that whenever you see something bad, like a car accident or something, just pray and pray for those people. Pray for, whenever you feel sad or whenever anything is not going the way you want it to, just pray. And it's interesting because, in some hopeless situations you might not know what to do, but it definitely is a strength for me, at least, when I can pray and feel, okay, like I feel like I'm doing something about it, and instead of just sitting there losing hope about a situation, whatever it may be.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the one thing is never give up, and that's what I've instilled in my children too, that you should never give up on anything. You should always strive hard and things will happen the way you want them to. Like, it is going to happen. Just be positive. That's the main thing, like, stay
totally
positive. You have to be positive.
It seems to have worked for you, this philosophy, right?
Yeah, right.
So far.
You've never given up on anything, right? And it's been, it's worked out because you're patient.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So the two of you, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Actually, what you just said reminded me when you said patient. And it's actually, those are qualities that people have used to describe us. So it's funny how, things you practice become what other people see in you without even trying. So that was one thing that I just realized. I never even thought of that, but how she just said that right now. It's interesting.
We don't live in a very patient world.
No, absolutely not.
It's a tough quality, isn't it? To cultivate that in a world where everything is instant and everybody's in a rush.
Exactly.
Busy. Yeah. So how do you cultivate patience?
I would say it's a very learned trait. For me, there are definitely situations where I'm very impatient, like when I'm driving. But in a lot of situations, I find that people just want instant gratification. So they just want the quickest thing, the thing that's going to get them the goal by today. But you don't realize that if you wait like maybe a week more, you can get something so much more fulfilling out of it. So what I've learned is that, yeah, even though, you know, you can have something today, it doesn't mean that it's the best thing for you. So maybe just holding on a little bit longer and you can even get something better.
Do you have a story about that?
Sort of. Just, I remember just with jobs or something, like when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of work experience. I was looking for my first job, and so a lot of places don't want to hire you if you don't really have any work experience. And I would just get so discouraged. And it's frustrating, you know, it's because, you know, you want to start working, you want to get in the world, you want to make money. And I just remember being so discouraged, sending my application to so many places. And it's just funny because I started at the bottom. Like my first job was at McDonald's. So, and you know, whatever people say about it, it's not the most glamorous, that's for sure. But it was definitely a stepping stone. And all of the jobs that I've had after that have been stepping stone higher, 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 and it's gotten me to where I am today. So, you know, I am thankful, and it is about patience, because I could have just lost hope and just given up and said, no, I don't want to work right now, I'll leave it. But I'm glad I did what I did, and I met a lot of people through it, so learned a lot of skills. And that's good.
How old were you when you got that job at McDonald's?
I think like 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I started working
young.
really.
She was very young.
I
when she
really
started
wanted to
working.
start working. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
So you started working at 15,
And I had a paper route before that too.
at like, how old were you when you got that?
That was like 12.
Yeah, 12 or 13.
Oh, so
and they
you
would
were-
help me go to all
Mom
our
and Dad would
neighbors.
do-
Yeah, because it
Aw.
was heavy. There were so many newspapers.
Aww, that's amazing. So, but you were always very entrepreneurial.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
actually, now that I think about it, I guess so.
Wow, so you started working when you were 12. How old are you now?
25.
So you've been working half your life plus.
Yeah,
Exactly,
That's a
right?
scary thought.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Beautiful. So patience, perseverance, prayer, the 3 P's.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
It's been
sure.
beautiful to have a little window into your family's life through 2 generations of mother and daughter,
Yes.
the Kasad family, the Kenyan Kasad family. Well, I want to thank you so much for participating in the ZXX project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful to hear about your lives. Thank you.
Thanks.